What's going on, gamer? So we have another update here on MBG. Astro says, feel like it was last week where MBG was critical about the Ghost of Yotei and the Sucker Punch situation. So the video before that, he says that he wants to support it if they come out. You know what I mean? Though I don't really feel like they came out. We saw a third trailer today, which is crazy. It's 3 days in a row, and Sony does not want to engage. That's what they're saying. But we got those clips being made by Sucker Punch, obviously, to respond after what they're doing to just get people back looking at that. So in here, he gives his full change about why he changed the stream. As we know, as we saw that because he kind of came to the headline really quick, but that wasn't his real motive, as we're about to find out here. So we'll react along the way and see what goes on. Let me know what you guys think. Here we go.
Michael Lynch says, "My name is Michael and I demand Yotei news." Well, what is there to say, man? Truthfully,
It's damaged, and that either you get it or you don't.
people who are upset with it and are demanding more from Sucker Punch and Sony are continuing to do that. Sony is just like they fired the person. They put out a statement saying they fired the person.
What's weird though is like, where's that official thing? And then, that's why I feel like if they would have did that, they would have already been fine. Everything could have blown over to a certain extent, but because of that, if it looks like you're dodging and you're not wanting to engage, but you should be more of a leader for people.
And they're moving on.
Yeah.
Or at least they're trying to. So people are demanding a lot more. I don't know if they're going to get it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't, but I think that Sony's scared. Truthfully, I think they're scared that if they do more, like, because they fired they took action. To be fair, and I think people need to acknowledge that they actions do speak louder than words, and they basically said like, yeah, this shit's not going to fly. You're out.
Right. But what's questionable, just like the same thing with Microsoft MBG, is why did you hire somebody like that? And that after that happened, why didn't you say anything? It's like you just removed them, but that was your decision. You know what I mean? So that's what people want answers on. And it's pretty obvious that if Sony's not giving answers, then they're going to be politically shamed a certain way. Because that's just how that world works. Let's just keep
So
beating at your door every damn
that
video.
matters, and I
What's the
think
next day
some
to
people
play?
are pretending that doesn't matter, and that's disappointing because it's like, guys, you
Yeah.
can't put them in a position where they're damned if they do and damned if they don't, because then they're just not going to.
Hmm.
Some are saying they shouldn't have fired her. I mean, well, that's the thing. If you look around, everybody will say everything. You'll get every different take on it. And so I just think Sony is clearly trying their best to just, nip it in the bud, so to speak, and move on. And I won't lie, I'm a little bit nervous about like this show that's coming up next week where it's like, God, please, like, Ghost of Yotei reviews are coming out next week. I feel as though Ghost of Yotei is tainted.
It is. And so is that next showcase. They're going to get a lot of downvotes. I get spammed. You know how it's going to work. In every post they do, they're going to be right there. That's what I mean. That's an invasion. Like, if you don't think it is, then something's wrong with you.
If
Yeah.
I'm just being like completely honest, from a content creator standpoint, I feel like Ghost of Yotei is tainted in the sense that,
Hmm.
like, yeah, Sony could put out a trailer that makes the game look awesome, and all you're going to, it's like, good luck trying to have a conversation.
Yeah, it's not happening. Because people are politically polarized and brainwashed. It doesn't matter which spectrum you think about, because it's the same thing again. Either you're going to be able to see the full picture, or you're going to be stuck on a side and your point of view brainwashed, polarized, looking from an extreme point of view from one side. That's not the truth. That's a half of angle, no matter what. You see what I mean? That's the problem with this. So you got this double-edged sword, and you got people that want these answers, then you got people that don't care, and then you got people that say, hey, man, I'm not even in America. Like this one guy I was talking to earlier, so I can understand, you know what I mean? Because he didn't come be rude or celebrate anything. He was just like, I don't care because I'm not American, and really I'm not into that, and I don't care about politics. And I was like, okay, so what? What's wrong with that? Nothing. I never had a problem with any of that. As a matter of fact, I don't like politics just like them. And is this page going to become what? Not necessarily, but when it comes to these type of situations, you damn right I'm stepping up because I have the courage to do it, and I know I can be a better influence on it. Other people that don't do that, yeah, you know what I mean. Like, who are you then if you're off the stage? and you're not doing anything. You're not stepping up to the podium. And it's like Sony not stepping up either is disappointing because at least Microsoft came out and said a post and said we're going to try to do something about it. Sony didn't say anything. And you're supposed to be a leader because that's damaging your company, your IP. So it's like you have to make sure you remedy that. Not getting them to just advertise because you're just AI in them. You're just throwing them a trailer and you're ignoring the human aspect of it, of coming down and talking to them and communicating with them. They're not doing it. So that doesn't make them look like Saints, makes you look guilty and you're avoiding it or you're afraid to engage because you're afraid to set off something politically. Man, you just got to face that. I'm doing it. You know what I mean? I've had people leave because of certain videos I did. And I said, but that's funny to me because once again, thanks for showing your true mask. And some of those people are fake too, because when certain other political situations happen on another spectrum, they're quick to jump up, but then they put on a mask and act like they're not tied into that. And then they want to go play the spiritual game, right? Which I've been doing on my page. Everybody knows what I've been doing for a while, which I kind of find funny. And I'm like, nice try, but you're fake. And I'm calling it out. And you know who I'm talking about, all of you that have attacked me over stuff for political content. Yes, I have to call it out because it's fake. You're two-faced. And then when it comes to another aspect, you will jump up because of things politically. And I have to say, grow up and learn how to stand your ground. That no matter what somebody says in a political department, you stand your ground like a man and you act mature and you face reality. You don't go acting like a child, storming off, doing all that type of stuff, starting up all these riots. See, you people are immature to me. That's all that means. It has nothing to do with anything else. It's like, let's grow up here and let's be mature. And if you're not into politics and you want to go get Ghost of Yotei, go right the hell then, because why would you care about that situation? See what I'm saying? You're not bad because of that. I wouldn't view you bad because of that. And I wouldn't view you bad because you're saying that you don't want to support the game. That's their free will of choice. Just like you got your free will of choice to do what you do, hypocrites that are full of shit. You're full of it. You're lying. You're fake. You pick a side. I said I'm independent, but I could tell you're not because the principles that you follow and it's stuff that you react off of. You people have to grow up past this so that you can realize that I can just get back to gaming and it's fine. And what's more important is human decency and human companionship, not a stupid party that doesn't even know you exist, that you've never talked to, but yet you want to have problems with people who actually have done good things to help remedy the human situation, to step on a podium like NBG, like me, like even Alex stepping up. You took the chance to do that, to take that, to ignore all the opinions of sheep who don't have the courage to do it, who want to ignore the damage that's been done about worlds that you care about. But they want to ignore it. So it gets so bad to the point where now everything is ruined because you ignored it. You let evil walk around and do whatever it wants. And you said it was okay. I'm just going to go back into my fantasy like a child. And you don't want to face anything real. You just want to hide in a room and run away. And when people don't disagree with you, you think they're wrong because your way is right. Is that why you act that way? Because you think your mindset is right? You got a lot of growing up to do. And I respect NBG because at least he's facing the music. You can say what you want about him, but he's on the stage, right? And he's taking a chance, just like I'm taking a chance, just like other people are taking a chance. And this type of stuff has to be said because I'm going to call it out. I'm calling out an Xbox side. I don't respect y'all, a lot of y'all. You're cowards to me. And you're two-faced. Now, I like the real Xbox gamers, right? You know what I mean? The people I've been hanging out with that are not like that. I don't have a problem with you, but some of you over there, you're fake. And NBG was right. I'm calling it out. You're fake. Yeah, let's get to it. Let's continue.
About this game. And to me,
call me out if you want.
Is what sucks the most is like, I'm not saying it's not important. It obviously is. But I'm just saying it's like,
stand up for human decency over your ego and delusion.
It's entered a territory that I don't want to be in. And that territory is like, frankly, extremism. And I get it. I'm going to be honest, man. Not that I haven't been honest.
Human decency over extremism. And anybody that attacks somebody defending human decency is a scumbag to me.
But I hate that. Just a phrase I use. But what I'm really trying to say here is I really wish that person never said what they did.
That's right.
Because I don't think when it first went down. I don't work at Sucker Punch. You know what I mean? Like, I don't work at PlayStation Studios. I'm not employed there. Even I didn't realize, like, just that one person saying that one thing. I'm sorry, man, but it's like you fucking ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that means you can't buy the game and you can't enjoy the game and that the game won't be great.
You damaged it.
But I'm just saying, like, at least when it comes to the online conversation and the discourse.
Yeah, how could you have a real conversation? You see what I mean? It's not that extreme storming off, all this. You see what I mean? That's what that did. So that means that you are a puppet of that person. Mm-hmm. And the people that are standing up are going against that behavior because it's human indecency. It has nothing to do with anything else. And anybody that defends that, thank you for revealing your mask because it's quite clear what you represent. Mm-hmm. You're not free from politics. You're full of shit. Ding, ding, ding. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm calling out. Mm-hmm. You're with it. Mm-hmm. That evil behavior. Mm-hmm. Godless.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like it's ruined.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Human indecency.
But yeah, the trailer.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what is this man has done wrong. He called for a peace. He called for a middle ground. Even though he's messed up and betrayed, I know that, but he still had the chance to do that, and he did it again. You know, in a way, and we're talking about these political situations, he's called for that, so I can respect him for that. Now, as far as beef, that's different. That's other people's history. I'm not even talking about that. But I'm talking about from a political standpoint, from a human decent standpoint, from stepping on the podium. Yeah, could there be some hypocritical things if he goes and buys Ghost of Yotei? Maybe, but he said his statement, so he kind of cleared that. But at the end of the day, I'm coming to say it myself. I don't see what MBG has done wrong here. We keep it real over here. Now, if he does something fanboyish, that's different. We'll get on that, right? But from a political standpoint, I'm respecting him more than a lot of people. I respect what Reforge did. I respect Alex coming out and making his video too. You see what I'm saying? Because that's really how they felt. Like, man, you know what? This kind of just, so your humanity did that, not your politics. Big difference here.
Looked good, which is the funny part. But yeah, I wanted to highlight that. I think, you know, there's a group of people that feel as though Sucker Punch needs to do more and Sony needs to do more.
Sony's the leader that hired that. They have to do that. Sucker Punch at least are dropping those trailers. But Sony's just putting them there. They have to say something.
And I do, to an extent, understand where that comes from. And I'm not here to tell somebody that they shouldn't ask them to do more. I wouldn't mind it either. But, you know, I just think that sometimes we have to be a little bit more realistic about things where, like, let's just face it. Right now, there is a lot of, I guess you could say, friction and conflict between certain groups of people. And it does sometimes feel like, you know, some of those groups of people, they won't be satisfied until it's all burned down. And that's what worries me sometimes, you know. That's why I tried to be fair and saying, like, listen, Sucker Punch, I'm not asking you.
That's another topic where I don't think they're necessarily wrong because they feel that way based off of the way they want to go about it in life. And I don't think you would be wrong because you want to go. But you see what I mean? It's understanding the differences. Wrong is different. We know what wrong was. We talked about that. We don't do this over here. We don't do that type of stuff. This is just subjective. That's why I say you're being a child if you think you can tell somebody on what they need to purchase and not purchase. That's their choice. That's a complete double-edged sword. That's not a matter of right or wrong. That's your choice. Now, if you came out in the public and you told somebody that you were going to do that because of that principle, and you changed that principle where you told them this and now you're doing that, that's different. But if you're like, oh man, I don't even watch politics, I don't care about that, I'm going to buy the game. I already pre-ordered it a while ago. I don't care about that crap. Sorry, man, but I'm just into this. There's a lot of people that are going to do that. You know what? That's their world. Go ahead. See? Tell me what I have done so far that has been wrong. Because I've came in diplomatically, set the standards on all sides, told them these are all your free will of choices. This is not necessarily wrong. This is subjective, but this is what clear wrong is. See, this is setting a good example because that's what a strong leader will do. The strongest leaders will not sit around idly, complacently, and watch this trash happen. They will step up. Are the other people? Yeah, I wonder.
To uproot your entire studio, to cancel your game, to to bend over backwards for me.
Yeah.
I'm not asking them to do that because I just feel like that's unrealistic. I simply ask them to do something, to send me a signal, and many other people that you hear us, that you're aware of what's going on, and they did, and that's why I feel
Kind of MBG. Like, let me just say this. They're putting together clips that me and you could do, no problem, on easy gameplay. And they're just throwing it up online. Do you really call that a human response? No. It's very desensitizing. They're ignoring you and they're just advertising in front of you. Buy my game. That I don't like. I don't think that's a response to me, bro. So like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do I still want to play Ghost of Yotei? Yeah, of course. I would be fake to say that I did it. Do I have to get it day one? Am I kind of feeling like I want to skip over it? In a way, yeah. Because there's so much more and I could get it on sale. But did I want to be there day one initially? Absolutely. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to buy it or not. I honestly don't know yet. But with the way things are going, I can kind of skip over it for now and just be like, we're going to see what happens. Still got weeks to go. We'll see. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that, all right? This is just a video that needs to happen because, like I said, either you can handle the fire or you can't. Either you can handle the raw or you can't. You see what I'm saying? And we're going to speak the truth over here. I don't give a damn about no side. I'm all about what's right, the truth, having some fun, having entertainment. You know, we do all that over here and having a good time. But human indecency, yeah, we're not with that. Later, y'all. Peace out. Have a great day. Stay being strong. Do not be afraid to stand up against injustice. Don't be afraid to stand up against the corporations. Stand in it. The truth will back you up. Later.